Okay, good evening. So today we will see the next part. Where yesterday we have seen to update the data we fetch from the Google Sheet, and we have just written the testing. But today we will be actually hitting the API, and then we are returning the codes, and then using that codes we actually search again, hit the API to get the deals, and then we send the SMS. So now this is the Google Sheet is done. So now today we will be concentrating on the two steps like flight search and SMS. So now this is the next step. So the using now yesterday we have filled everything with testing, right? So now we are actually deleted everything, and the next part is like API. So already we have discussed how to register with API, and this is the locations search query API link. I just want, yeah. So I just update. Okay. Okay. So just if you go to the API, uh, so it is saying this is my API key. So the endpoint is like this is the endpoint, and we have to give this locations underscore query. So to do the query, and then the term like what is the city name, uh, what are we passing, like for example this airport location types, airport or city or country, whatever we will be passing, that is important. So and then depending on our input, it actually returns this one. So it's like it will return the code uh, depending on the names, like London, they have given the London. So here we'll be seeing is for Paris we will get PAR, and Berlin we will get BAR, something like that. So we will be the first step is like we need to fill all this with the data. So how we will be doing? Yesterday we have got flight search, right? So here this is the code yesterday we have done. So today what we will be doing? We are defining the endpoint. This is already defined, and this is the API key. So location endpoint, locations underscore the endpoint is waterkiwi.com, and then locations query depend. So the same whatever they have given, we are using the same notation. So the headers, so we are passing the API key in the headers, and that as I said, the term, the city name, location type is city. So stretch it for the suggestions. So location type, we are giving the location type as city, and depending on, so again, yeah. So depending on whatever the location type city, we will be fetching our code. So mainly we are we are main concerned about this code. So whenever we pass Paris, we should get PAR. So that's why we are defining our endpoint, and then we are defining the query city term. The city name is the thing what we will send from the Google Sheets. So, and the location type is by default it is city, so that's why we are giving that. And then we are just hitting the API using URL endpoint, and using headers we are authentication using our API key, and then params is the query, and we are actually capturing the JSON, and we are interested only in the location key, and then we are actually getting from the first list index we are just want the code, and we are written the code. So the same thing, there is nothing change. So if we take the example, let me just comment this out, we will see later. So there is nothing we have changed, just we changed how we have implemented. So yesterday, just I'm commenting this to out. So yesterday when we run this code, so everything, the sheet data dictionary is updated with the testing. Now it should update with the actual codes, because we are calling a get destination code and we are passing the actual Paris, and for the city name, for example the first is Paris, so it will get us the code from the API. So this is what I'm talking about. So we will be getting this code, and let's see if I run this main. So here the okay, we are printing twice, I think that's it. So the sheet data, what are we updated, if you see here, we are getting this Paris. For Paris the IATA code is PAR, and Berlin BER, for Tokyo TYO. So similar kind of thing. So we are actually we are getting the data dictionary, but as of now we are not updating our sheet, so it won't get updated because we have commented it out, the update destination code. So when now I comment this out, comment printing this. So now once we have updated data, then once we call this function, whatever it is updated yesterday, like testing, 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 so it will update it with all the ITTA codes. Now, now it is updating. So if I go here, then we are actually printing the response once we do the post a call to the API. Now our Google Sheet is updated. And now we have achieved these two steps, print updated sheet, data dictionary issued. So yeah, so now the next step, this is the main step as of now. Uh, so now we will be using the another API, the same API, but here we will be using to search the flights. So here we have defined we are looking for only direct flights. So these are the main things. So and we are defining in the 6 months time frame. So now what we will be doing? So the destination is the from the starting point is London. We can anyways change this, but as of now, let's see whether it is working or not. And it's like from tomorrow and in the next 6 months time, whenever there is a price drop from so if there is a price drop less than this value, this is actually pounds, yeah, official currency, Great Britain pound. So then we should send a message. But how we will getting that data? We actually use this API, a call as of now the Tequila API. So the search API it is a little bit complicated, but so the same thing. So we have to use the search API key, the header we need to pass, but there are few things we need to definitely give uh, the fly from. So from where we need to flying, it should have the ID, and from where this is not required. But if we haven't given this, it is actually it, gives all the aggregated values. But we want specific destinations, right? Because we already defined the destinations. Now for these two are again required from a date in the sense if it is first uh, January tomorrow 1st February to next 6 months, and then these are the main thing, nights and destinations. So how many nights if we stay in the destination, and how many nights if we return. So it's like range we need to give. So from 7 to 8, we are giving 7 to 28. So if we are giving this, either we need to leave both, or if we are giving some data in this range, we need to use both. So either both parameters and night from have to specify or none of them. So maximum we will be using this in this, but there are different directions. So this is for only one for city. So this one, and how many adults children, as of now we are not giving anything. Selected cabins, mixed cabins. So there are multiple I mean to say parameters we can pass. And if you want only on working days, only on weekdays. So this is like the currency it should return. So the available values like AED is like the better or INR. Indian currency is also there, INR. So we can define price range. So, so generally we don't uh, use everything, but if required we can use it. But as of now in our project, we will be using very maybe 4 to 5 operators. So now we will be defining our flight data. So whatever we will be getting, that we will be defining, and then we will define using time delta like from time to like from tomorrow to 6 months time frame, right? So this is how, if you want date minus time delta minutes, or we can give different. We will be using time delta uh, method. So let's go back. So now this data manager we haven't touch changed anything. So this is not required also to change. Now this is the main thing we will be defining in the constructor method. So in the class for light data, so this is the main data we will be returning, like whenever we hit the API, we will be storing that in this flight data object. So it's like price, origin city or origin airport, destination city, destination airport. What is the out date? What is the return date? So we are defining in the constructor. So whenever we create an object, all this will be defined automatically. So all these variables. So now again going back, now again we hitting the API. So as I said, header is required, and this is the same thing. Now we are defining the query for checking the flights. So the origin city code, fly from, fly to the destination city code. So this the destination will be coming from the Google Sheet, and the date is from string format from time, and this is in DDMMYY format. So we are converting that to the same thing, DDYY. And because we are using nights in destination, like we need round trip also. So even the currency is like GBP, like a Great Britain pound, you can say. This is as I shown. These two are the important. If we want to use, we should use both, or otherwise we should not be using both. If we use only one, then it will throw an error. So again, this is only one for city. Yes, we are giving maximum stop hours. So we are giving there should not be any layovers. Like for example, if we book a flight uh, from Pune to some other like USA, so generally there will be a layover. There should not there won't be any direct flights. There will be multiple layovers. For example, it will first go to Delhi, and then Delhi to then Abu Dhabi, and then Abu Dhabi to USA. So, but there will be very few airports or few things, so that can be there. So the so we are defining we don't need any layovers. So like layovers are nothing but stopovers, and the currency how what it should return is in the Great Britain pounds. Now the same thing we are define endpoint, and then the v2. So if I go back, this is the v2 version. I meant to say v2 underscore stretch. So we are defining the endpoint and headers, and what is the query we require, we are passing, and then we are just trying data, the response we are storing, and the response whatever we are getting, we are storing the first list. So in the data key, so it's like this. So in the data we are actually returning the first list. It can be multiple. Uh, So mm, anyways, so for example, if you see the price, this is the price. So they have given everything, but we will be getting only whatever we query, we will be getting only that data. So this is like exception. So for example, if there is no flight to the destination code from the source city to the destination city, then we are printing this. Generally return none. We are returning none. Now we are storing all the data inside flight data object. So whatever we define the flight data, we are creating one object, flight data object, using the flight data class, and inside the class we are defining all the parameters like our arguments. You can say parameters, we are giving the arguments. So the price, so it's the price, and from where the price is coming, from the data we are getting from the API. The city, again the same thing, inside the data, and we have to go to the route, and in the route the first list, the first index, city from, fly from is the airport, city to, fly to. So here, so data, there should be a route. For example, this route. So in the route, the in the list, so there will multiple lists. So we are taking the first index, and in the index we are getting these values. So city, what is the city key, and we will be getting the this value city from, city to, fly to. Again, we are getting the time. So it's like again we have defined string format required. We can use the split function. So it's like we can use the split because whenever we it returns the time using this thing, right? In this format, T000. We have to split only. We need only just this value, only the date. So that's why what we are doing, we are just splitting, and we are taking the first uh, in the first element in the list. So whenever we use the split, it converts into multiple objects, like multiple mm, separators. So this will be one, and this is again one. So this split by comma. Similarly, if we split apple, so example, so this split by a hash. So now we are getting everything in a list. So similarly, when we split it out, the date, we are actually taking the first index. So whatever it split out, it will be returning the same thing. So when we split by t, so it will be returning this one, and it will be returning this one. So we will be taking interested only in the date. So out date and return date. Now whenever we got the data, we are just calling flight or destination city. So we are from destination city, what is the price? So we are just printing. Now if we go back, now let's comment this out. Will be commenting this. As of now, we haven't come here. Here will be, sorry. So, so now we are just rewriting the code. So because here we have imported statements. For example, if you see from flight search, we imported flight search here. So generally we write all the import statements at the starting of the code. So that's why we have got data manager, import data manager, and in that we are creating flight search also. The import statement at the starting of the uh, I mean the starting of the file, and then we are creating the objects, data manager object, and then flight data manager object. This we will see later. So now we are giving our destination city as London, like source city as London. This is the code LON. No, here everything is same. So this one like the updating everything using the sheet data. There's nothing we haven't we did. I meant to say we haven't changed anything. Just we removed the print statement. That's it. There is no code change. So here the main thing. So because we want from tomorrow to 6 months. So here, so as of now, what is the uh, time date on using this? We will get the time delta and like a current date, and then we are adding 1 day. So it's like days is 1 day. So it's like it will give the tomorrow date. So similarly, from 6 months, for 6 months from date now, time delta days equal to, so we are considering at 30, so it's like 16 to 30, like 180 days. So up to that date after 180 days. So now the main thing now how we'll calling the function, like the method check flights method. So here from for destination, so we are looping over the data in the sheet data. So looping over the sheet data dictionary for the destination, flight equal to flight search object we already created, because it is defined under the flight search class only. So then now we are calling this method on the flight search object. Now because that method contains all the parameters what we define, we should pass all the arguments for this parameters defined. So when I come back, so first thing is the origin city, it will pass London. And the second one is the IATA code. So it will pass like for Paris PR. So from time is like tomorrow. So we are directly passing this one. Two time is the same thing. So now, so what how it will interpret is like for origin city it will goes to London, and then for example destination city code. The first thing is like Paris PAR. So this will be replaced with LON PAR, and the string format we are doing here. So using that, so we can do in the main class also, like in the main Python file also, or otherwise we are just anyways we are just defining string format here because it should be in. So this is the format: month, day, month, and this one. So that's why we have given slashes also. So DDMM by way format. So and these are all, everything is constant. So you can just you can play around this anyways. If you want layovers also, you can play over this. Now if I rerun, if I run the code now, so as of now, let me just delete this again. And so now we are not printing any updated sheet data dictionary, so it will just updating. So we are printing what is the code and what is the data it fetched from the price it fetched from the API. So all this data. So when we check generally, so lowest price is 54. It should send us the SMS for Paris, and again for Istanbul also it should send us the data, and everything else is very costly. So yeah, because in this method we are printing using this pound symbol, and we are printing and we are returning the data. Now the next thing is like, so here we can change the starting city. Sometimes you can just uh, whatever you require. If you want in US dollars or INR, you can just change anything. So if you want, so this is yeah, everything is real time. So this is not any old data. So if there is no data available, you can check on Skyscanner or kayak.com to check why there are no flights available. So now we should send the API using notification manager. Uh, so the same thing we have sent already for news alerts, right? The same thing we will be sending. So how we will be defining is the notification manager. We define all the authentication token, virtual number, verified number, and we are getting, because we already defined in our environment variable, we are getting from the environment variables these tokens. And in the constructor class, we are actually creating one client object. So this is by default. Whenever we create an object of this class, this will be automatically created, and then on that object we will be sending this SMS. So the message is what we define, and once we are actually giving the SMS ID whatever it's sent, so what is the ID we are actually printing in this inside this send SMS method. So this is already we have done, but for example, yeah. So the same thing, client dot message create from number body message. So we are printing the SID, SMS ID. So the same thing, but we are defined in a class object model. Now if I go to main, now I will be importing from notification manager, the notification manager class from this file, and then I am creating an object using of this class. And now if there is less less data, like less price, then we should send SMS. So the same thing, right? Because we are returning flight data, so we are actually hold of price. So whatever we are printing, the same thing we are already having. So it's like flight data dot price. So the flight data dot price, and from the destination of lowest price. So it is like this one, from destination of lowest price. If this is less than, so if this condition satisfies, then we are calling a notification manager object, and we are calling send SMS method. So in that, what we are giving is the main thing. Look, so we are formatting it as a low price alert. Only flight price we are to fly from origin city. So it's like all the price, departure name, departure airport, arrival city name, airport code, outbound date, inbound date. So airport, flight or destination. So this class is mainly for that, to store all the data whatever we are returning from the API. We will be using at multiple instances. So that's why we are created that class. So destination airport, and from, because we are using f string, so everything whatever we define, it should be in flavor brackets so that the values will be replaced. Now before running, just here, so, so yeah, this is the final thing. So just I want again to run one final time. So now I should get SMS as well. I already tried before, so I got this message. So now it should get what are the location. Somewhere it got failed. Okay. So it is defining in this range we have. So again, from 12th March to 29th March or 20th. This is already a temporary issue. It's like when we rerun it again, it fixed. So yeah, so our code is working perfectly fine. So this is how we find the deals. So we can some issue again. So we can try different cities, and you can try from Indian cities. Anything we can try the prices of Indian rupees by converting them into Indian rupees and keeping them. Yeah. So this is one of the again important I want to say important project, but it is like there everything is free tier, so we can't use for any uh, business purpose, but for our personal purpose we can actually use this. Okay, I will be sharing the code on GitHubs, but I need to make sure I remove all the API keys and then I will be sharing. Okay, I think that's it. We have done with API programming. Maybe tomorrow from we will check for time.